Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, one and all. And oh boy, what a weekend, right? I mean, this is just a lot of amazing things are going on. Of course, not only was Maduro and his wife arrested, the United States is now, well, Venezuela's ours. I mean, that's just the way it is. You know, I know they have, we have this puppet government with Maduro's vice president running the show for now under U.S. authority, but the current government of Venezuela is the United States, okay? Donald Trump. Marco Rubio's, I guess he's the president of Venezuela, governor of Venezuela, whatever you want to call him, but Venezuela is under American rule. The vice president has been sworn in as the president, but is she really even the vice president? But the president's keeping this puppet government in place just to keep the lights on, right? I mean, you got to keep the bureaucrats in there during the transition so that there's not complete chaos and collapse in the country. But make no mistake about it, the vice president that's been sworn in as the president, she's not running the show. But President Trump, on the way back to Washington, and this is going to be the main lead story on the main show when this morning. On Air Force One, the president said we need Greenland, and he's seriously talking about taking Greenland too. And you know, if you look at everything President Trump is doing, it's all very America first defensive actions, because our enemies, China, Iran, and Russia, it's still early, guys. China, Iran, and Russia are using these countries in the Western Hemisphere to disrupt the United States, right? They've been doing that with Venezuela, and they've been doing it with Greenland as well. Yeah, Colombia, Cuba, and the enemies of our country have been using Venezuela, Greenland, Cuba, Colombia, as ways to disrupt life in the United States, political life, economic life, everything. And President Trump's done with this. I mean, you know, these are defensive, not offensive actions that he's taking, right? I mean, you know, they've been killing Americans and threatening Americans all my life for our enemies to these countries. And I put a poll up just a bit ago in the community section on my YouTube channel here about Greenland. Do you agree with Trump taking Greenland, or is he going too far? And the last I checked, 84% said they agree with it. So what are we supposed to do? Let Russia, China, Iran, and these other countries that are enemies of ours threaten, destroy our country, destroy our economy, cause division, kill people, right? Hundreds of thousands every year die in the United States because of what these countries are doing. Or should we protect our country and fight back? And that's what President Trump's doing. So this is really such an amazing time to be an American, isn't it? Welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brian, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah, I mean, as soon as, you know, I would not be surprised at any moment they take out these cocaine factories in Colombia and Cuba, or I'm sorry, and Mexico. Mexico's been put on notice too. That's right. I mean, you know, let me know in the chat, do you agree, yes or no, with President Trump on the taking of Venezuela and Greenland? Yes or no? I do. And the people of Greenland, like the people of Venezuela, would very much like to be part of the United States. They're all going to be rich. That's right. Now, on the next stream, I'll be taking live calls. You guys can call me and share your thoughts. But I'll be in the studio, not in my car, in my driveway. Yeah. I mean, what President Trump is doing is so freaking spectacular, isn't it? It really is. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? You know, the Democrats, they call Trump a dictator, then they get mad at him for removing a dictator. What is it? What do they want, you know? There's a lot of confusion on the left. But even Ana Navarro from The View was praising Trump for removing Maduro. Very popular thing to do. Crosses party lines. Mm-hmm. That's right. It was the right thing to do. I mean, President Trump said 300,000 Americans die every year because of Venezuela. And Venezuela, you know, this is what people got to understand with Venezuela. Russia and China, Cuba and Iran have been using Venezuela to kill Americans and disrupt our entire country. President Trump said enough of this. The border issue is, he's permanently solving the border issue. His plan is to lift Latin America into the first world by ridding them of their cartels. He said, we got to get the economy back on track in Venezuela before there can be elections. So that could take forever. It's entirely possible that Venezuela becomes a territory of the United States, like Puerto Rico or something. Do you think the Venezuelan people would support that, to become a territory of the United States? Of course, they'd be self-governing and that they could have a governor and everything. But I think Venezuelans would like to be a territory of the United States. Be great for them, wouldn't it? Yeah. It's a good idea. That'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. Yes, welcome and good morning to everyone. It's nice to see good mornings instead of good nights. That means you guys are up early. Yeah, this is kind of the first day of the work week of the new year for a lot of people. But like the president, I work every day. President didn't take any Christmas break. He might have been at Mar-a-Lago, but he didn't take any Christmas or New Year's break, that's for sure. It's a time of celebration, yeah. The media, the Democrats and the Never-Trumpers, they just don't know what to do with themselves. They're in a state of complete confusion. And then when Trump on Air Force One was talking about taking Greenland, oh my goodness. They had to get the press, they had to get the barf bags out of the back of the seats. They were freaking out so much. I think the people of Greenland, there's only 50,000 people in Greenland, a little more than 50,000. There's more people at a Trump rally than native Greenlanders living in Greenland. And I think they'd very much like to be part of the United States, as opposed to Denmark. First off, they'd all be rich in the profit sharing from all the rare earth minerals that are in Greenland. We don't need any of those or want any of those. We just, you know, we need to keep Russia and China out of those waters. And the way to do that is to make it part of the United States. Excuse me, guys, sorry. It is early, still warming up my voice. I've been up for about a little more than 2 hours. How long have you guys been up? But it's the first time I've talked, so it warms up my voice for the morning show, doing these early morning live streams. So by the time I go on the air to start the main show, my voice is awake. Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that the people of Greenland, you know, when you talk about 50,000, how many of them are children, right? So what, there's 30,000 adults that are native, indigenous Greenlanders? Out of those 30,000 adults, how many of them do you think want to become part of the United States or stay apart under Denmark control that's just totally ripping them all off? You woke up at 11. I've always worked these early morning hours, and I like it. You know, when I used to work in the afternoons, it was always a drag because you've always got it hanging over you. You know, I like to do it early and get her done. Right? That's how I like it. You know, the same many work hours a day, but I like the early morning. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Oh, this is a wonderful thing. I mean, you know, how long can Cuba and their communist dictatorship last without the Venezuelan oil? Really, right? This is amazing. There's no way they can last. They're barely scraping by now, getting free oil from Venezuela. I mean, how long could they survive? I know when here in Florida, in the past, when we've had really bad hurricanes, really bad ones. We haven't had one this bad in my part of Florida in about 20 years, thank the Lord. But when you have the really bad hurricanes and the power's out and you can't get gas, it gets rough real quick. And things really start to fall apart after about 5 days. A week, 2 weeks go by, and it's unbearable, you know. And now, of course, the people of Cuba are accustomed to a lower level of lifestyle than us in the United States. However, without the Venezuelan oil, can they keep the power plant on that's powering Havana? Right? How long can they keep the lights on in Havana? You know, there's a lot of restrictions on electricity in Cuba. We hear about this. They only keep the electricity going however many hours a day. But in Havana, you know, they keep it going a lot longer, at least in, you know, their key areas of Havana. How long can they keep the lights on in Havana without the free oil from Venezuela that has been completely cut off now? They've probably already been taking a hit from the tankers that President Trump has stopped going to Cuba in the last week or two. Could you imagine if President Trump liberated Cuba? It's entirely possible. It is entirely possible. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. On the next stream, I'll be taking live calls. And like the video too, if you don't mind. But yeah, I mean, how long would you guys give Cuba before they could? Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. X Mudball 12X. Thank you so much. How long do you think Cuba can hold out without the Venezuelan oil before the lights of Havana are out? I don't think they can last long. And once the lights are out, when they can't power the power plant, how much longer until the Cuban government falls, right? No, I heard, I was talking on the podcast last night. Brian Kilmeade says a year, 6, 7 months, 24 hours. CC Beach, what is CC Beach? We have been under constant attack from Venezuela for years with the border crisis, the drugs, the Trinidad gang, MS-13. We've been under constant attack from Venezuela for years and years. And we didn't invade, by the way, Venezuela, but we've been under attack from them for years. 300,000 Americans have been dying every year because of Venezuela for years. Cocoa Beach, all right. Pardoning the Honduran president. Now Honduras is an ally of the United States, along with Venezuela, El Salvador, Argentina, and Chile. Yeah, that was a very smart move, pardoning that guy. They've been invading, and Venezuela has literally been invading us through the southern border for years as well. On top of bringing the poisonous drugs and killing Americans and all this stuff, and the gangs, they've been invading our country at the southern border for years, Venezuela. So, these arguments that the left have, I mean, don't they see what's going on here? Liberals think they're so smart, but they're really just stupid. Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, right now, I think it is very fair to say that we have conquered Venezuela. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've conquered Venezuela, no doubt. We control it. The government that's in place is just a puppet government. That's it. Just a puppet government. Mm-hmm. I gotta let some of the heat out. I turned the heat on, and it made it too hot in here, so let me put the windows down a little bit. Sebastian, Florida, welcome. Yeah, a lot of reports are saying that Tim Walz is going to resign today. Multiple reports are saying that he's going to resign today. So who's going to be the governor? That girl that was wearing the Muslim clothing the other day with the Somalis? Will she take the oath of office in her Muslim garb? Wouldn't surprise me. Is it better for her to be governor? Oh, my goodness. Things are looking good for Mike Lindell winning. Mm-hmm. Mike Lindell's path to become governor of Minnesota. Looking better all the time, isn't it? Oh, no. Yeah. I hope she takes the oath of office in her Muslim garb. That would just, that'd be perfect. That could be Mike Lindell's campaign ad. Right? Unbelievable. If Tim Walz resigns today, that means he's really freaking out. Maybe he wants to cash out and go to China. I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Walz goes to China, would you? If he turns up in China, that would be hilarious. This is the guy they were trying to make vice president of the United States. I hope he resigns today. That'd be great. But then again, it may just be that he doesn't resign, that he's not going to run for governor. He could stay governor and not continue to run for governor and just finish out his term. So he could do that as well. So there's reports that say both. Some say he's going to drop out of the governor's race. Some say he's going to resign from governor and drop out of the race. So we'll find out. But that's all Nick Shirley's doing. I mean, think about that, right? What Nick Shirley has done is amazing. It really, truly is. It's the new media is what it is. Oh. This guy was so corrupt. See, the reason they picked him to be the running mate, they wanted him to bring his corruption of Minnesota to every state as vice president. He was going to be the vice president, the corruption czar. And he wasn't, not to clean up corruption, to spread more of it. Mm-hmm. That was his plan. I don't see any hypocrisy. What hypocrisy are you talking about? Lovely auto race. I'm not sure of what hypocrisy you're referencing. You can list the hypocrisy if you want. I'm curious. Oh yeah, no. If Cuba falls, oh my goodness, which I don't see, how they can do it. I mean, how long have you ever been in a natural disaster where you live, like here in Florida with the hurricanes or snowstorms up north, and you didn't have gas for a few days? It gets really hairy, and if they can't keep the power on in Havana, there's no way that they can maintain control. The only lights on in Cuba may be at our base in Guantanamo Bay. That's just amazing. Cuba may become another ally of the United States, just like Venezuela just did. Could you imagine? Oh, my goodness. If the communist regime falls in Cuba, the celebrations in Miami are going to be insane. They'll be amazing. I'll go down there and cover some of that. That'd be exciting. But Tim Walz, whether he resigns from governor or just drops out of the race, it's still a major victory. I was waiting for the person that called me a hypocrite to list the hypocrisy. It's been a while. I guess they couldn't think of one. Yep. Make sure you subscribe, guys, if you're new to the channel. This is most definitely where MAGA comes to talk. On the next stream, I'll be taking live calls. Oh, Canada does love Cuba. I mean, that's the vacation destination for Canadians is Cuba. Oh, yeah. They love it down there. Well, if the communists fall and we rebuild it, it'll be a vacation destination for us. But it's a disaster down there. I mean, the poverty in Havana is insane. It really is. Oh, what Trump is doing is so freaking amazing, isn't it? I mean, this is as good as it gets. We've never seen anything like what President Trump is doing now. If the communists fall in Cuba, we would have to go down there to stabilize it. No doubt about it. And it would become a paradise. It'd put the Bahamas out of business. It really would. Oh. The things that President Trump is accomplishing, it's amazing. It's about time we took care of things in our own hemisphere instead of worrying about Europe, right? Or the Middle East, or Asia. You know, our country has just neglected the entire Western Hemisphere since 45, really, with a couple very mild exceptions, like the Cuban Missile Crisis. But President Trump is taking care of business now. Oh, yeah, I'm very proud of President Trump. How could you not be? And they love President Trump in Venezuela. I love all these liberal, communist, social justice warriors wanting the dictator back in power. They're protesting against the Venezuelans. It's crazy. Well, listen, guys, I got to get going. I got to finish up some show prep here before I get my coffee. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe. On the next stream, I'll be taking live calls, all right? See you then. Take care.